Amy from Origami Tree, bringing you free crafty fun all year round. And today I am at Taro's Origami Studio with teacher Joe Adia. Joe has been folding origami for 15 years and he's so talented, which is why I invited him today to teach you guys how to make an origami dolphin. But before we jump into the video, I want to, learn a little bit more about this space. Can you tell me a little bit more about Taro's Origami Studio?
So this is a retail space where we sell origami books and paper and other products, and we do offer classes and lessons for beginner folders and advanced folders, and we do offer them here in the studio. We offer them out of the studio in schools. We do get invited to events to do demonstrations and teach visitors, and we also do commission work for pretty much anybody.
So now I want to learn more about you and how you got started with origami. Obviously you've been doing it for a long time, so I was just wondering, how did it all begin, so to speak?
It all started with a Christmas present.
Okay. Once upon a time.
Yeah. Once upon a time I was just a little kid doing kid things, and then someone gave me an origami kit. And the first thing I folded was the origami crane. And when I folded my first crane, I was so intrigued by what I folded. I just wanted to fold some more, and I started looking into more books, and I learned harder models. I collected harder books, and then in time I was designing some of my own models, and then you know how it goes. You want a purpose with whatever it is you like to do. And I started teaching at schools, and I sold my origami, and I reached out to the origami community here in New York, and then further out across the country and out of the country. And it resulted in this job that I have here at the studio.
So obviously you've been doing this for a very long time, and I'm sure you folded some really complex models. I was wondering, what are the, 2 or so models that are the most difficult for you?
The hardest model I ever folded was Satoshi Kamiya's Ancient Dragon. That took me 3 months to fold.
Oh wow, 3 months?
Yep. The second hardest would be this one, Jason Ku's Ryujin Jr. So this one I actually learned from him at the Origami USA convention. It's very time consuming, a lot of advanced folds, so I did struggle a lot. But again, I got through it.
Came out great. So I also noticed that those 2 are both dragons. Do you like folding dragons, or are there other types of models that you enjoy? Like, what do you like to fold?
So I like folding a lot of dragons and birds, anything that has to do with fantasy and with wings.
Yeah. And sea creatures too, right?
Oh yeah, sea creatures as well. So,
which we're going to be doing today. Alright, so show us what you got.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is turn to your white side, and we're going to make 2 book folds. So basically folding in half 2 times, like this. Okay, unfold that, and I'm going to turn it over. Just make 1 diagonal fold for now. Any side is fine, but when you make this diagonal, make sure you're on your color side, because we are going to make a square base later. There. Now return to your white side, and I would keep this diagonal line in the vertical position, because that will be important for the next few folds. you are going to take these two raw edges to these center lines, all right? So let me rotate it. I'm gonna start on one side. Remember, this raw edge will meet this crease first. And we call this a cabinet fold. All right, I'm gonna rotate it. I'm gonna focus on the other edge. So another cabinet fold. All right, rotate it this way. My diagonal line is still vertical. And see this slip over here? There's a slip underneath, and you're going to pull it out. Gently pull it out. See, I'm going to open it up a little bit and you'll see it. Just pull it out. The edges are going to align and it's going to stop at that point. There. See why that diagonal was important? There. I flattened it on one side and then bring it over to the other side. And now you're going to squash that flap. So open up the pocket all the way over there and squish it down, and you got a squash fold. So if I turn it over, make a diagonal fold. Now you see how these flaps are in the way? We are going to get rid of them. So the best way is to fold these two triangle flaps along this edge like this. See? Just a simple valley fold. And then when you unfold them and open up this pocket here, see? These flaps are just gonna be refolded underneath, like that, all right? I unfold the diagonal, turn it back over, and poof, those flaps are gone. They're right underneath. Now, I'm going to make two new book folds again. See, this is the previous book fold. We're going to make two new ones. So we just did the folds for the square base, and we are going to do that, but first I want to focus on this piece. Turn this squash into a bird base. So if you're not too familiar with that, all you have to do is this. Bring these two edges to the center line. Call that a kite fold. All right, so do two kite folds. Make them sharp, because these folds that we're doing are like pre-creases. And then this triangular tip, you are going to fold down along that line here. Make it sharp. and lift it up a little bit. That's how I sharpen. Unfold, and then you're just going to fold along these lines. So I lift up the flap, fold along that line there. So I'm lifting, see? And then fold along those lines. See? So just like how you make a crane. Now, this is technically one method, what I'm going to show you next. So let me leave this as the bird base for now, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is method one of this next step. So if you're pretty experienced, you can do it. If not, I will show you another way. All you're going to do is bring these two edges to the center line from that tip. Again, make sharp folds. I'm just going to demonstrate on one side so I can show the other method after this. I'm going to shift one of the flaps and I'm going to squash it. All right? So I'm just going to spread open these two layers and then push on this piece of the flap, this side. So the more I spread, the more it wants to squish down. See? It's forming a triangular shape. Just squish it down like this. And then makes a triangle. Now some folders struggle with that. And that's why I'm bringing up another method. So if I unfold my bird base and bring, here's the start of that other method. Bring these two edges to that middle line. Open up a side pocket and then squash it. Bring that flap over and go to the other side and repeat. See? And it's kind of like a bird base a little bit. So let me flip this flap over to this other side, and if I repeat what I did with that bird base, two kite folds, unfold, the same exact method. It just looks different. Now for this piece, if I fold it down, and then if I open up the base and push this flap underneath. There. And it's the same exact squash that we did earlier. All right? So let me just finish up the other side. Open up, push the flap underneath, and there. Now we can move on. You have this diamond, fold that diamond in half, and we can resume turning this whole sheet into the square base. Now, turn this whole square base into the bird base. I'm doing it the faster way, without those pre-creases, at least on this side. Oh yeah, if this piece here gets in the way, don't worry about it. Let me just do it anyway. See? Because I'm doing it. Sharp crease. They will help you with your bird base. So notice that while I complete the bird base, when I finish it, this piece here is going to stick out. There's two pieces of that mini bird base. This top part and this part. This part is going to be covered. Okay, and now only this piece is showing. So turn it over. This is the part where I'm gonna not do the pre-creases. Because this part should be pretty straightforward. Nothing getting in the way. Okay, we're almost there. What you're gonna do is, this part, that's not, so not this piece, this side, fold it down, and then this piece of the dorsal fin also fold it down. And if you turn it over, you see the tail, and then you have these two fins. Make sure it's pointing toward the side with no mini bird base. And you could fold your whole, oh actually here, let's do this part, the dorsal fin. Make an angle bisector, in other words, a kite base. See, if I turn it over, kite fold, I'm sorry. That's one, rotate it, I'm gonna do another one. Rotate it again for a good view. See, these two pre-creases, you're making a rabbit ear fold. So all it is I'm folding along those two lines. And see how the point wants to come together? Folding along that middle line a little bit. There. That's your dorsal fin. Leave it pointed up. Don't leave it flat on the one of the sides. Leave it pointed up. Because now, if I turn it over, here's a better view. You're going to fold the whole model in half now. See? This piece is pointed. Let's get rid of these two first. I'm going to fold it just side. There is no reference point, okay? So fold it, I'd say, as much as you want, as long as it's not down here, not too much up here. Maybe it could be up here, but for now, you can measure how far you want it to go. Somewhere in between, okay? And you can always adjust it later. There. I'm going to make two reverse folds so we can get the mouth out of the way. And I'm going to do another reverse fold right over here at the tip. Here, you don't have to worry about the mouth anymore. And see how I think this is a little bit too big? Well, first thing is reverse fold the flippers. So it's not pointed. There. I'm going to fold along the edge just so it becomes more 3D already. There. Okay, now you just have to worry about the rest of the body. And all you're gonna do is, if you open it up, fold these two edges to or close to the center line. As you can see, I'm folding toward right on the center line. All right, and then I can close the model again. And I would push this corner, like just push it in, just so the body becomes a little more evened out. See? Just return the flipper to its original state. I'll repeat on the other side. See? You can even open it up a little bit just to see what you're doing. It's basically a crimp along that piece. See, I can fix it right here too. That's what the whole thing looks like underneath. And if I fold it back in half, here's the body. Let's finish up with the tail. It's going to look like a shark tail, but that will be easily fixed. So, pull the bottom flap out. Doesn't matter how far. I'm also going to adjust it there, so it's a little more even to the top half. You're going to make a swivel fold. So if you fold along this edge like this part wants to go with it. So let it. Like that. And then as for this piece, this edge is going to align with that edge. Like that. And all you're going to do is tuck this underneath this layer. Alright? Repeat on the other side. I'm going to do it again. There we go. And as to get rid of that shark tail, all you're going to do is just fold it onto one of the sides. And then you got a tail that can go up and down now. And there you go. A dolphin.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed folding that Origami Dolphin by Joe Adia. Thank you so much for being here. And also make sure to go follow him on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the video description down below. If you're in the New York City area anytime, be sure you stop by Taro's Origami Studio as well for some classes. Subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, you know, be nice. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.